Hello, welcome to my quarterly newsletter for May of 2020. And there is a message video that is separated on my YouTube channel called The Perfect Happening, and that is attached to this. I separated it so that we could have a shorter, just a news session here, so I just let you know of the updates, what's been going on. I used to provide them monthly, but it was a lot of work to do that, so then I made it into a quarterly format. And then that way I can just do it this and put everything together that I do in the 3-month period. And it's a lot of stuff because I don't have a helper. I don't have anybody assistant right now helping me. Yeah, it is expanding, but I'm doing okay right now with it. So with all that being said, last year I began to offer apprenticeships for those who want to expand their practice, whatever practice you have that is assisting with holistic healing. It could be counseling, coaching, guidance, all those words, terminology used for simply holding the space for someone to help them with anything mentally, psychologically, and physically. And so whatever you're doing with your practice, I'm assisting others into expanding that, whatever you want to do with that. Or perhaps that you just want an apprenticeship and learn shamanic techniques and or learn how to do anything that has to do with helping those in long distance, doing long distance healing work, guidance work, any of that, facilitation, in person as well. And I have a couple apprentices so far, and it's going very well. So it's a 12 weeks with me and 12 weeks with yourself. So it's about 3 or 4 months long, and we do it accordingly to your schedule, so it can be ongoing. It doesn't have to be all in one 3 or 4 month setting. So if you are interested in the apprenticeships, just make sure you go into my website. It's on the events webinars page on murielschickman.com, and all the information will be attached to this video. Okay, so yep, let me know if you're interested in that. All the prices, and I can work with the flexibility of all of that, payments and deposits and things like that. The next thing is I provided light bodies. I started providing them last year, and it really got more intense this year. Lightbody activations. What is that? Well, we have an original template in creation. It's our light body, and for the very first time in all of our incarnations, it's coming into our carbon body here, in our form, physical form. And as that comes in, it can cause some havoc in the systems, because you got to think we are a carbon body, and so we're lightening it up. It's like turning a piece of coal to a diamond. So the light bodies are coming in. There was an awakening, an opening to every heart center in every human being. And it happened between 2007 and 16. And there was a huge change of consciousness. It was a frequency shift that happened on this planet. And so, with that being said, we haven't left. I mean, unless you just can't take it and you die and you leave. Again, we're eternal beings, so we'll just see you when we get there. That's what's happening. And people are leaving because of this. They can't withstand the frequencies that are upgrading on the planet. And my job here is to assist that light body into the carbon body. And it's up to 9 sessions. They're cheaper than my regular 3-hour sessions that I usually give, my guidance sessions. Psychic surgeries, shamanic work, quantum facilitation, any of that is done within the 3-hour session. Anything that you need done, mentally, psychologically, physically, gets taken care of. The light body sessions are set up for those who are ready, and I have a disclaimer on there. You have to spend some time with yourself in a meditation setting and check in with yourself if you're ready. It's very important because it will disturb all systems. It's set up a certain way, and it will intrude. It will interrupt all of your systems. And it's not that you come in and then you go for it and you didn't know if you were ready or not. No, it's double checked. Checked in with yourself, and then it's checked in with everybody behind the scenes here. My counsel and everyone that facilitates this behind the scenes. So we stop if you can't go any further. Everything gets cleared out that can't stay. Ancestral baggage, basically your suitcases, you need to let them go. You let go of anything that no longer serves you. And these sessions are, they speed it up as opposed to the regular 3-hour sessions. Or if you just want an hour session, that's fine. Usually people do the 3-hour session because it gives time in between for the sessions and everything that was taking place in there to do the thing. And that's why it's broken up like that. And again, it's catered to you as the individual and what you need for yourself. So with that being said, the Lightbody activations are available. There's an upgrade in the Merkaba field, the Lightbody vehicle. And now we have moved it from an 8-pointed geometrical configuration to a 24 points. I know this sounds technical. It is a little bit, but it's with the higher mind. And just that very general statement that in order for all physicality and all of creation to play itself out, it needs a container, it needs a structure, and that structure is called a dimension. And we here, right now, all this is third dimension. Third dimension is very structural, very limited, very boxed. You can only do so much within this structure here. But it is expanding because, well, folks like me are here and other folks are doing it too. I don't really keep in touch with anybody. I stay inside my place. I don't really go anywhere. It's not because of this whole happening out there in the world, the pandemic and stuff. No, I've been doing this for the past 3-4 years, planning for these changes, because this whole pandemic thing that's happening is because of the change in consciousness. Okay, and again, everything's multidimensional, and there's many reasons why everything's happening. But for the most part, everything is because of the change, and that's why I'm here. I am a kahuna, which meaning the big chief of the shamanic community. Kahuna in the Polynesian culture is the chief, and that's what I'm here, and that's what I'm doing. I just pronounced myself crone recently, and after I finished my my book Soulship, which actually is it's been a year since it's been published, and I'm very proud of this. It's in a hardcover format, and it's really nice. I just love it. It's I had somebody hold it going, oh, it's a real book. But it's an ebook and paperback on Amazon. This is available, the hardcover is available on Lulu, LULU.com, and it's cheaper. I have it at 40% off, so it's $18 for the paperback, for the hardcover, and the paperback is usually, it's $30 because it's full colored. And many people contributed towards their artwork towards it, right? And it was full color for the paperback. That's why it was $30. It's $18 for printing costs. And when I did this on the hardcover just recently, this past month, I published it again. So it actually has a different ISBN number and everything. It's a totally different book. I updated the contents. What else? It's black and white. So it's just a nice hardcover to have, and it's more of like the textbook, and I always say it, it's kind of like a manual, a non-manual manual, because it's for the book of the School of Unlearning. It's not really a book that's not a book. It carries frequencies and vibrations. It's multidimensional, but the main one is I wrote it because I described what happened to me when I came into my realization. And this embodied enlightenment, we don't have to sit there anymore and just hope that we get enlightened. We can take a different route, and that's why I'm here. And come to me if you need any kind of directions on that, if you have any questions on that, because it's new, and I'm here. I'm here doing this crazy stuff, so ask me. But again, you could find this on Amazon. The ebook is $4.44. Paperback is $30 because it's full colored. Again, the hardcover is a bit cheaper. It's strange that way, but that's that. And so I talked about the 3 sessions that it's available, and we have, it's $88 a session. If you continue on, the second and third sessions are $71 a piece. So that's that, and they're fairly cheap. It's probably the cheapest sessions you get for something that's extremely potent and powerful. And I'm just kind of moving my energy a certain way for that. I know there's a bunch of people out there doing this work and they charge a lot of money. So find that balance there, right? This is my main job. This is what I do. That's why I'm here. As being a doctor of consciousness, I'm here for those who are literally losing their minds and going out of their bodies because they don't understand what's happening. Okay, so what's the next one coming up? There's a free stillness session. I've been providing stillness sessions. Be Here Now is a way for us to come into a setting for an hour and just to be very present in the moment. And it's important because the human, generally, we're moving through time and space, we get distracted by this illusion of time and space, that it's out there. And time and space is actually a part of your consciousness, so it's not something separate. And during these stillness sessions, you travel many places. It's like being in a shamanic journeys group, or in your dreams. You're just going to travel the multiverse. The soul goes where it's needed, so you go where you're needed during these sessions, meaning for your own well-being. And the whole thing about it is for your well-being. We get still, we concentrate with focus, with our breath, and as you listen to the voice and the frequencies coming through, there's sound healing that happens and all of that. And you come with an intention, and yeah, it happens for you. So that stillness session is happening this coming Saturday. It's May 1st, and that is at 1 p.m. New York time. And you can go onto Facebook, onto my book page, my author page, which is Amuritry at Facebook. It's AMURTRI, Muritry. And or you could just find me, just Muriel Schickman, or go to my website. Okay, so all the Facebook links, the Instagram, YouTube's, all that on my website. Go to the events page on my website, and you'll find the date and everything. You'll be emailed the link once you sign up. Okay, so that will be on the YouTube channel as a replay. I like to have people in the session though, so I don't try to advertise. There'll be a replay, so nobody shows up. Either way, it's good to have that. That's what we're doing as a collective. We're shifting the frequency, so it's nice to have some people present for that. I gave a talk at the Pueblo Divine Science Church in Pueblo, and on our humanity and our divinity, what it is to be human, and in our divinity, and that was back in February. And right before everything went and changed, and had a trip to Florida in the USA, and I was leaving right when it was announced, so I was traveling that entire time when it was announced to stay at home, or not quite yet. Actually, when I got back from Florida, that's when they announced to stay at home. But just everything I did there was just this constant. It was spring break, and it wasn't normal. It wasn't that normal. It was busy for the first 2 days. You couldn't get on a beat to get to the beach because there's so many people. But after that, there was like nobody around. Everybody was kind of scurrying around for the first parts of what happened. We just have to lay low. So I was flying during all that uncertain time. Everybody was kind of they were freaked out. Going through hysteria. And when I came back, I did a small video. Which is on my YouTube channel about all of that and what I could do for you during these times. So that was that. That was very nice to do a live talk at that church. The people were lovely, and I'm looking forward to doing more of those talks. And that's where I'm plan on going as far as my work is to travel the world and to do the motivational speaking, because it is very much needed now. When things this clearing happens with the pandemic and people are able to go out, slowly start happening, that's where I'm going with all this. And while I provide my long distance healing sessions on a daily basis, and in-person sessions if that's needed as well. We already talked about the year anniversary for Soulship, and there's a hardcover book available for that. I have a discussion space that I do monthly. It's called Turning the Page, and it's on, usually it's the first Wednesday of every month. Sometimes it's the second. Go to my website. Make sure you get updated with that. I put it on social media. I post it on there too. And the next one will be on May 6th. So that's next Wednesday, and that will be at 2 p.m. New York time. So those are not recorded. Those are spaces for people to be able to discuss what they're going through with self-realization. I try to keep it just to that platform and not have people come in and talk about mass consciousness, what's going on. I know that happened last time with the last discussion space, but we'll try to keep that to a minimum because we're creating an energetic platform, a high frequency space where we can be light, you know, during times that are very chaotic and extremely crazy for people. So keeping the sanity, keeping the peace in a way. So that's turning the page. And I started those back in 17 with New Space with my colleague Kelly, and where we were talking about the quad energies, and we're moved out of duality, and it's double dosed. It's not just duality anymore, the third dimension. There's twice as much duality happening, as you can see with the world stage. And at the same time, we have a neutral energy. We have a whole new way that we can expand. And I was talking earlier about those structures, the energetic platforms of the third dimension expanded out. So we have more to move around, to expand, to express ourselves, all of this. The way I'm able to do this is because we have a new energy available, whereas before I waited all these decades to do what I'm doing now. So I'm very excited, as you can hear it in my voice. So, with that being said, we have Turning the Page, and yep, that's May 6th next week. Now to get on to the webinars, I cut them down a little bit because everybody started going online and using the spaces for their online sessions, so I kind of moved out of the way a little bit because I've been doing this for a while. And I also gave me a nice break. This is just I never really took a break for the past 3 years. So I have to say, if you want to know any of the replays, you want to be interested in anything, go to my events webinars page on my website, and they're all listed there. Some of the replays, the earlier ones like 17, I don't have all the replays, but whatever you may be interested in, we could do them again. And that's why I have the topics. We'll just keep doing them again for these coming years. And because they're pretty big topics, and a lot of other topics get taken care of during those sessions. So I had a sexual energies intensive that we put out with my colleague Theo Kazmarczyk, and so we did that together starting in February, and we did a 2-hour session then. We did a 2-hour session in March and a 2-hour session in April. And the first session and the second session is available for $15 for the replay. And also, we are writing a book. We're currently writing a book on it. So that will be out. There is a loose publication date of that for June 20th. It might be before, but no after. I want to really get that out there. And there's a reason for that. Don't take too long with this. It's not going to be a big book. There's a lot of contents within this book. So very excited about that. And just keep a lookout for that. These sexual energies intensives will be offered again with this. And then Theo and I plan on, possibly doing some of these sessions in person too, with the motivational speaking, and really bringing this to the world stage together. And that's a potential there. Looking forward to that. And I did Socialization After Realization. That was on February 29th. And we just talked about basically socializing after becoming aware of yourself. You're different than the rest of the humans. So it can become lonely. It can become a very lonely place to be. So that's why I provide these spaces. That was a 2-hour session, and we just had a nice, there's certain topics that are discussed, and we just expanded in there. And I'll be offering more of those too. Because again, it's a lonely place to be when you come into your realization. It's not so. I mean, it's lovely because you're so in touch with yourself. You know yourself, and but it can be lonely as far as the human, the socialization and everything. Okay, so I also do an online shamanic journey group. Now, those are usually done in Pueblo, which is a city down from me in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the United States. But those are all people who are on my list. And you're signed up for my webinars, you may not be in the United States. So I have it online anyway. And when this whole quarantine gets lifted, I may just continue to do that anyway for everyone. So that online session is on May 17th. It's usually the end of the last day of the month, or the last Sunday. But this is going to be May 17th. It's also a Sunday. And that's 6 p.m. and that's Colorado time. So it's 8 o'clock New York time. And that's open. Again, all of this is on my site, events and events webinars on murielschickman.com. The next quarterly news will be May 2nd. August 2nd. And I may be in Germany. And because I've expanded everything. So now I plan on going over there to finally meet Theo in person for the first time. All my peeps, all you guys that are over in that area, I'll be in Munich at the end of July. This is just a potential. And then beginning of August, I'll be in Berlin, and then I'm going from there to Norway. And I'm meeting my colleagues and my peeps I've been in touch with over social media, maybe you who are listening to this right now. And then I'll be doing some services there too. So we'll be speaking, Theo and I, there's all the potentials to create some videos and, to talk just like this together. And I'm offering my services, my shamanic services, long distance there too. So even if I'm there and then you're in like Australia, it's okay because you can still hook up with me to do the sessions there. And in-person sessions, and these are the really important ones because those of you who have never mind meeting me in person, but to have an in-person session with me, if you want that, that's available too. Okay, so all of that is in the making. Again, with all of this, we're not quite sure if we'll be able to do all this coming because we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. But when I tap into it for the potentials, I'm most likely going to be there and doing that. And so I will keep you in touch later on with everything and the happenings. Make sure you check out my novel Soulship, and I'm really proud of this one because it's just a nice format to have it as a hardcover. I know things are coming out of being made of natural resources, the paper and all that stuff, but so there is the option for the ebook if that's one thing that you is really adamant about and not hitting up resources and stuff like that. But this will be available for those who choose to have it maybe in their curriculum. Again, School of Unlearning. It's a book that's not a book. Carries quite the frequencies and vibrations. Perhaps you want to carry it and have it during a session, a class that you run on consciousness change or anything. Contact me, okay? And we could discuss that. With all that being said, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here and listening to this news. We'll have the next one again. Will be on August 2nd, and I most likely will be in Berlin, Germany, and I will be giving this video from there. So you take care of yourself, and again, thank you so much for being here on Earth at this time during all of this massive change that's never happened before on the planet. And we're doing it together, so thank you. And again, be well. If you need anything at all, make sure you contact me, and we'll go from there, okay? If you have any friends or family that could use any of this assistance, please let me know. Okay? Thank you so much. You take care. Namaste.